Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Are you searching for a fun and effective way to improve your English skills? Listening to English stories might be just what you need. Stories introduce you to new vocabulary and demonstrate how to construct sentences naturally, making it easier to apply them in real-life conversations. The best part? Stories stick in your subconscious mind, allowing you to absorb the language effortlessly. So, sit back, relax, and immerse yourself in the story. And don't forget, practice using the words and phrases you learn in your daily conversations to take your English to the next level. Story: The Shadow in the Mirror. In a bustling city, there lived a young woman named Clara, who had just moved into an old apartment. Clara loved the quiet of her new home, but something about it felt unusual. The apartment was filled with antique furniture, including a tall, ornate mirror in her bedroom. The mirror was beautiful, but its frame was covered in mysterious carvings, and Clara couldn't understand their meaning. One night, as she was brushing her hair in front of the mirror, she noticed something strange. Her reflection didn't move the way she did. When Clara tilted her head to the right, the reflection tilted its head to the left. Frozen in fear, she backed away, whispering, "Did I imagine that?" The reflection smiled. The next morning, Clara convinced herself it had been a dream. "Does stress make you see things?" she asked herself aloud. But deep down, she knew something was wrong. That evening, she decided to test the mirror. She waved her hand slowly, watching her reflection closely. At first, it moved with her. Then, it stopped. "Who are you?" Clara asked, her voice trembling. To her shock, the reflection replied, "I am what you fear the most." Clara stumbled back, knocking over a chair. Desperate for answers, she searched the carvings on the mirror's frame. Using her phone, she translated the strange symbols and discovered they were written in Latin. The message read, "To break the curse, ask the right questions." Clara realized the mirror wanted her to speak, but she needed to be clever. She asked, "Do you want to hurt me?" The reflection shook its head. "Does this mirror hold your prison?" She continued. The reflection nodded. Finally, she asked, "Did someone trap you here?" The reflection's eyes filled with sadness, and it whispered, "Yes." Clara's fear began to fade, replaced by curiosity. She spent the next few days researching the apartment's history and learned that the mirror belonged to a magician who used it to trap his enemies. The last victim was a woman accused of witchcraft, someone who had been innocent. Determined to set the spirit free, Clara returned to the mirror. "If I free you, will you leave in peace?" she asked. The reflection nodded solemnly. Clara took a deep breath and said, "I break this curse in the name of truth and justice." The mirror began to shake, and the room filled with light. Clara's reflection smiled one last time before fading away. When the light disappeared, the mirror was empty, its surface smooth and ordinary. From that day on, Clara felt at peace in her apartment. She had faced her fear, learned the power of asking the right questions, and discovered the strength in her own courage. Moral of the story: even in the face of fear, asking the right questions can lead to understanding and courage, and just like Clara, you can overcome challenges by being curious and brave. Vocabulary to learn from the story: bustling, full of activity and energy. Lively. Example: the bustling city was always noisy and crowded. Ornate, highly decorated with complex patterns. Example: the ornate mirror had carvings all over its frame. Tremble, to shake slightly, often from fear or nervousness. Example: Clara's voice trembled as she spoke to the mirror. Curse, a magical spell or wish meant to bring harm or misfortune. Example: the mirror held a powerful curse from the past. Symbols, marks or characters that represent ideas or objects. Example: the frame was covered in mysterious symbols. Translate: to convert text or speech from one language into another. Example: Clara used her phone to translate the Latin text, solemnly, in a serious and sincere manner. Example: the reflection nodded solemnly when asked a question. Prison, a place where someone or something is confined or trapped. Example: the mirror was a prison for the trapped spirit. Fade, to gradually disappear or become less noticeable. Example: the reflection began to fade away into the light. Subconscious, the part of the mind that works without conscious thought. Example: stories stay in your subconscious and influence your thinking.